Some experiences are so subtle that they almost go unnoticed, like when, for a moment, everything seems to stop and a silent presence arises within you. It is not fear, nor pain, nor joy. It is something different, a new perception, as if the body were not the limit, as if time were no longer in control. It is in this space that something awakens. And contrary to popular belief, it is not something that comes from outside, but from within, where it has always been. Why do so many feel that there is something beyond a routine, but cannot name it? And why do some, even without speaking, carry a light in their eyes that seems to come from somewhere else? The answer is not in the intellect, nor in formulas. It is in frequency. There's a point where mind, body, and consciousness align, and when that happens, the energy changes. And when the energy changes, everything around it changes too. Millennia ago, silent civilizations knew this. Among them were the Ashamonis, known for their connection to the invisible and for preserving knowledge that transcended words. They did not write books. Their lessons were in silence, in rituals, in eyes closed in meditation, in the warmth of a flame lit with reverence. And what they said still echoes for those who know how to listen. The strength you seek is not out there. It lies dormant within you. Spiritual awakening, for them, was not a sporadic experience, but a gradual process of reconnecting with the source. A vibrational memory of what one is before all roles, before all masks. And it is precisely this memory that begins to emerge when the soul is ready to respond. But how to access this? How to leave the surface and touch this inner dimension? The first step is simple and profound. Create a space. Creating a space is not decorating an environment. It is preparing a field. For the ancients, the external environment directly influenced the state of mind. If there is chaos around, the mind replicates that pattern. Therefore, before any practice, a clean, orderly, and quiet space was created. A small corner was enough, as long as it was consecrated with intention. This place does not need to be large. It could be a part of your room, a cushion on the floor, a bench near the window. What matters is not the size, but the energy you activate there. Light a candle. Use a stone that has meaning for you. Place an image that represents something sacred. Keep this space away from the noise of the world. It will be your point of return. Whenever you need to remember who you are, the light in this space should be soft. The colors, tranquil. The smell, pleasant. If possible, add a natural element, a plant, a little water, or a crystal. The goal is not to create a sophisticated altar, but an environment where your presence can flourish without interference. But just as important as the space around you is the space within. The mind needs to learn to slow down, and the body needs to cooperate with the expansion of the spirit. This does not happen all at once. It is cultivated. With each conscious breath, a layer falls away. With each minute of silence, a new perception takes hold. And so, slowly, the invisible begins to reveal itself. In this state, certain sensations begin to arise. You feel more attentive, more sensitive to details. Time seems to change its rhythm. Some concerns lose their power. You begin to notice what you previously ignored. How your breathing affects your emotional state. How your posture interferes with your thinking. How a simple thought can alter the entire energy of an environment. It is at this point that spiritual forces begin to move. But what exactly are these forces? They are not mystical gifts. They are natural extensions of your consciousness. They are abilities that exist in every human being, but are usually dormant due to our fast-paced lives, conditioned minds, and excessive external stimuli. When you become silent, these forces begin to manifest themselves. They appear as sudden intuition, as a sense of clarity, as a peace that does not depend on explanations. You begin to perceive more about others, about yourself, about the world. Your sensitivity amplifies. Your listening deepens. Your gaze becomes calmer. This is the language of spiritual forces, a broader perception of reality. You don't guess what others feel, you feel it together. You don't try to convince, you emanate. You don't react, you understand. But it's important to understand, this doesn't happen like magic. It's not about talent, it's about cultivation. And it all starts with breathing. Simple, accessible, free, and incredibly powerful. Conscious breathing is the key to all states of expansion. It is the link between body and spirit. When you breathe with intention, you realign your frequency. And when your frequency stabilizes, your consciousness expands. Sit in silence. Inhale while counting to 4. Hold your breath for 4 counts. Exhale in 4 counts. And remain empty for 4 more counts. Repeat this cycle for a few minutes. Observe what changes, how your body relaxes, how your mind slows down, how your energy reorganizes itself. Repeat this exercise daily, even if only for a few minutes. The cumulative effect is profound. Gradually, you will notice a new presence within yourself, a clarity that does not depend on arguments, a peace that needs no explanation. And then the signs begin to appear. You naturally distance yourself from what wears you down. Certain environments begin to feel heavy. Some conversations lose their meaning. New desires arise. To be more silent, to seek nature, to surround yourself with beauty, to be more truthful. Is your energy field reorganizing itself? It is not escape. It is reconnection. And when that happens, there's no turning back. Because you're not just changing habits, you're changing where you live. You're leaving the mental and returning to the essential. You're stopping reacting and starting to choose consciously. Science is finally beginning to confirm this. Recent research shows that practices such as meditation, contemplation, and prayer modify the brain structure. They activate areas linked to empathy, intuition, and emotional self-regulation. Scientists call this spiritual neuroplasticity, but the Ashimonis already knew this. When the spirit is awake, it reorganizes everything. And it is this reorganization that transforms life. Because you don't just think differently, you feel differently. And when you feel differently, you vibrate on another level. And everything you attract responds to your vibration. It's not magic. It's frequency. It's not theory. It's practice. And now you know how to get started. If this has touched you in any way, like this video, share it with someone who is seeking something greater and comment below, "My inner frequency is alive." This phrase is not just a phrase. It is a sign, a trigger, a reminder that what you are looking for is not far away. It is waiting to be recognized. Awakening is a silent act. It does not shout. It does not invade. It insinuates itself, like a soft whisper amid the noise. At first, it seems to be just sensitivity, a discomfort with what was once commonplace. But little by little, this discomfort reveals its true name, calling. And those who hear this calling can never again pretend they didn't hear it. You created your space. You felt your energy reorganizing itself. You have begun to realize that your surroundings react to your vibrations. But now comes the second phase, sustaining your awakening. Maintaining your high frequency requires training. Not like someone who repeats formulas, but like someone who cultivates a constant presence. And for that, the ancient Ashimonis left practical guidelines, which are more necessary today than ever. These are not theories. They are experiences. And it all starts with a simple, profound, and transformative practice, breathing with expanded awareness. 1. Energetic breathing, conscious pranayama. Sit with your spine straight and your eyes gently closed. Inhale for 4 seconds, feeling the air rise from your abdomen to your chest. Hold for 4 seconds, keeping your focus on the center of your chest. Exhale slowly and completely for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for another 4 seconds. Repeat this cycle for 10 minutes. When done every day, this exercise strengthens your vibrational field. The Ashimonis called this opening the channels. The mind calms, the heart expands, and perception rises. You begin to realize that the body does not end at the skin. It pulsates beyond it. 2. Mindfulness meditation. Meditation is not an effort to stop the mind. It is an invitation for it to quiet itself. Sit in silence. Instead of fighting thoughts, observe them. See how they arise and disappear, like waves that rise and break without you having to do anything. When something uncomfortable arises, a memory, an emotion, a fear, don't run away. Stay. Breathe. This permanence is what transforms the mental pattern. What was once a trigger now becomes liberation. 3. Vibrational body scan. Lie down in a quiet space. Start at the top of your head. Slowly move your attention down through each part of your body. Forehead, eyes, cheeks, jaw. Observe the tension and release it. Continue. Neck, shoulders, arms, chest, abdomen, hips, legs, feet. This exercise allows you to reconnect with your body as a temple. You listen to it, you respect it, and above all, you let it show you where the energy is stuck. The body speaks when the mind is silent. 4. Activation of the energy centers. The energy centers, known as chakras, are portals of perception. Each one holds a frequency. When they are in harmony, your energy flows like a river. When they are blocked, life comes to a standstill. Start with the first center at the base of the spine. Visualize a red light pulsing there. Be inspired by this image. Then move up to the second center below the navel. Orange color. Next, the solar plexus at stomach level. Yellow color. Move up to the top of your head, visualizing the colors and feeling each point. This exercise, practiced every day, rebalances your vibration from the inside out. 5. Writing from the soul. Grab a notebook. Every day, for 10 minutes, write whatever comes to mind. No censorship, no goal, just write. Over time, your soul will begin to use this space to communicate. Intuitions will come. Phrases you never thought will pop up. It's your inner truth speaking. This writing is like digging a well. At first you find dirt, then rock. But if you keep going, you find water. 6. Recognizing shadows with kindness. The spiritual path does not eliminate the difficult aspects of ourselves. It brings them to light. And we can only transform what we accept to see. When heavy emotions arise, envy, anger, fear, jealousy, don't run away from them. Embrace them as part of your humanity. Name them, welcome them, listen to them. Ask, what are you trying to show me? The answer will come, and with it, liberation. 7. Active vibrational protection. Not everything around you will vibrate at the same frequency as you. That is why the ancients created energy barriers, not to isolate themselves, but to preserve themselves. Use crystals such as black tourmaline for protection. Make a circular gesture with your hands to close your field. And above all, define internally, nothing that is not mine enters. Everything that does not belong to me leaves. This conscious choice is one of the most powerful ways to keep your energy clean. 8. Consecration of everyday life. Spirituality is not what you do in silence with your eyes closed. It is how you live with your eyes open. Every act can be a sacred act. Cooking with presence, speaking with compassion, walking while observing nature, taking care of your space as if you were taking care of a temple. The Ashimonis said, "Those who live with intention transform everything into an altar." And that is the secret bringing intention to what seems mundane. 9. Visualization of the expanded field. Sit with your eyes closed. Imagine that a sphere of golden light begins in your heart and expands. First around your body, then around your home, then your city, your country, the entire planet. Imagine this light as consciousness. With each breath, it grows. This exercise expands your sense of unity. You realize that you are not separate, that what vibrates within you affects everything, and that changes the way you act in the world. 10. Letting go of control. This is perhaps the most difficult, because everything in us has been trained to control, predict, protect. But true spirituality begins where control ends. Trust that you don't need to understand everything to be safe, that you don't need to have all the answers right now, that there's a greater intelligence at work, and that by surrendering, you align yourself with it. Say out loud, I trust the invisible. I walk with faith. I let go of what I cannot carry, and feel the relief that comes with it. 11. Overcoming obstacles along the way. Yes, there will be days when everything seems heavy, when your energy is low, when you doubt everything. And that's okay. Those days are part of the process. They are the darkness before the new birth. Have compassion for yourself. Go back to basics. Breathing, silence, nature, and remember, you are not alone. The journey is individual, but never isolated. Many are awakening now, and your vibration helps them all. 12. Becoming a vibrational reference. When you sustain this energy, you become a point of light in the collective field. Your presence transforms environments. Your words align people. Your gaze calms. You don't need to say anything. Your frequency speaks for you. And this is perhaps the greatest spiritual service anyone can offer, to be whole. Not perfect, whole. Someone who lives what they believe, who walks with consistency, who vibrates truth. 13. The heart as the center of wisdom. The mind calculates. The heart knows. When in doubt, close your eyes, bring your attention to the center of your chest, and ask, what is true for me right now? Breathe. The answer will come, not as logic, but as clarity. Trust it. The intelligence of the heart is subtle, but when you follow it, everything falls into place. 14. The practice of continuous presence. Don't wait to be in a calm environment to practice. Bring presence to chaos, to traffic, to the line at the grocery store, to difficult conversations. In these moments, breathe. Remember, I am here. With each return to the present, you strengthen your frequency. And the more present you are, the more secure, intuitive, and loving you become. If these practices have already made you feel something, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who is ready to live their own light. Write in the comments, my vibration is aligned with my truth. This phrase activates a memory, a truth, and perhaps it is the beginning of something that will change everything. True spirituality begins when the effort ends, when the search ceases, not because of giving up, but because of fulfillment. What was a search becomes a presence. What was doubt becomes silent certainty. And it is in this space that the spirit finds rest, not in passivity, but in clarity. The clarity that everything that was always sought already lived within, waiting to be accessed. You breathed with awareness. You felt your energy expand. You faced shadows, recognized emotions, sustained practices, and overcame resistance. Now it's time to understand what to do with this new version of yourself. It's no longer about techniques, but about posture, about how to sustain spiritual frequency in the midst of real life. Because it's easy to feel peace in silence. The biggest challenge is to maintain that peace while the world screams. And that is precisely where mastery begins, living in the world without belonging to its chaos. 1. Thought as a creator of vibrational fields. The quality of your thoughts shapes the quality of your field. Thinking is emitting frequency. Every time you feed an idea, that idea creates form, not physical, but energetic. And that form begins to attract what vibrates in the same pattern. So learn to observe your thoughts with loving vigilance, not to control them, but to redirect them. When something dense arises, breathe and say to yourself, "This does not define me. I can choose another path." This choice is subtle but powerful. It redefines your vibration and alters the realities you attract. 2. Lifestyle as continuous prayer. Your whole life can become a prayer, not made of words, but of actions. A gesture with attention, a look with compassion, a choice with awareness. All of this is living prayer. The way you wake up, the way you eat, the words you choose, the energy with which you end the day. Every detail is vibration, and every vibration is a seed. You plant what you live and reap what sustains you. 3. Spirituality begins in what is repeated. You're what you repeat, not what you desire, nor what you promise. So build spiritual routines, small but sacred. Wake up and breathe for 3 minutes. Light a candle at night and give thanks. Write a powerful phrase in the morning. Be silent before going to sleep. It doesn't matter what. What matters is the connection. Consistency creates roots. Over time, you will realize it is not the ritual that connects you. It is the state that the ritual awakens. And that state, once established, can be activated even with a simple closing of the eyes. 4. Face challenges frequently, not forcefully. Problems will arise. Always. The question is not to avoid challenges, but rather the energy with which you face them. When faced with a difficulty, close your eyes and feel, "What is my frequency now?" Breathe, raise it, then decide. Most mistakes arise from decisions made in low vibrational states. When your vibration is high, what seemed confusing becomes clear. The right words come, the right people approach, and the path reveals itself with ease. 5. Love not as a feeling, but as a frequency. True love is not attachment. It is not need. It is not drama. It is a vibrational state. It is when you recognize the light in another, even when they cannot see it themselves. It is when you act with compassion without expecting anything in return. It is when you serve with joy and walk away with respect, if necessary. Spiritual love is strong. It does not beg. It does not hold on. It flows. It inspires. It liberates. 6. Learn to read life as symbolic language. Everything communicates. Life speaks to you all the time, in delays, in encounters, in dreams, in sensations. Learn to observe. What repeats itself is trying to teach you. What bothers you is trying to heal you. What moves you is trying to remind you. Keep a journal of signs. Record coincidences. Observe synchronicities. Life does not speak in words, but in signs. And when you listen carefully, you realize that you are being guided all the time. 7. You are a transmission and reception station. You're not a body with a soul. You're a soul using a body to emit signals and pick up frequencies. Your speech emits. Your gaze emits. Your intention emits. When you vibrate in truth, you emit healing. When you vibrate in compassion, you emit transformation. You influence the collective field, even in silence, especially in silence. 8. The power of spiritual humility. The more someone awakens, the less they need to prove. Spiritual ego is a subtle deviation. It is when knowledge turns into separation. But true awakening brings us closer. It unites. It welcomes. Spiritual humility is knowing that the other is also the path. It is recognizing that everyone is at the exact point of evolution they need to be. There is no comparison. There is no rush. There is only the present moment, experienced by consciousnesses at different stages of remembrance. 9. Integration with nature as a living temple. Earth, air, water, and fire are not isolated elements. They are expressions of the same spirit that lives within you. Walking barefoot, touching a tree, breathing deeply in the sun, all of these things reconnect you. Nature does not teach with words. It teaches with vibration. And when you expose yourself to it, your own vibration rebalances. The silence of the forest heals more than many speeches. The sound of the wind reveals more than many books. 10. Choose who to vibrate with, not just who to live with. You don't have to close yourself off to the world, but you do need to be selective about what you allow to touch your energy. Ask yourself, does this connection expand me or reduce me? Friendships, relationships, content, environments, everything influences you. Cultivate relationships that remind you of who you are, that celebrate your light, even when it is shy, and learn to lovingly distance yourself from those who, for now, cannot recognize their own light or yours. 11. Silent service as a real mission. You don't need to open a temple. You can be a temple. Your spiritual mission can be lived in silence, in looking and listening. Often, a loving gesture is worth more than a lecture. The world doesn't need more speeches. It needs vibrations. It needs people who live with presence, who heal by example, who illuminate without wanting to be seen. 12. The daily practice of remembrance. You will forget. That's normal. Life will pull you away. The noise will increase. But whenever that happens, come back. Close your eyes. Touch the center of your chest. Breathe and say, I remember who I am. This phrase is not just a thought. It is a code, an anchor, a return. And the more you repeat it, the faster you come back. 13. Freedom as a reflection of vibration. True freedom does not come from outside. It is born when you no longer depend on the external to feel whole. When you don't need approval, control, success, recognition. You become free because your source of meaning is within. In this state, you don't follow life. You walk with it. You co-create with it. You move with it. There is no effort. There is alignment. 14. Ending cycles with vibrational gratitude. Reaching the end of this journey is not ending the path. It is consecrating it. It is recognizing everything that has been lived, felt, overcome, and giving thanks. Be grateful not only for what went right, but also for what challenged, undid, and cleansed you. Gratitude is not passive acceptance. It is active trust. It is declaring that everything had a purpose, even what is not yet understood. And it is with this gratitude that the next cycle begins. Now you have the tools. But more than that, now you are the tool. Your vibration is your temple. Your presence is your practice. Your awareness is your guide. The awakened spirit is not perfect. It is conscious. And that consciousness, when sustained, changes everything. The world will still be noisy. Life will still be challenging. But now you're no longer at the mercy of what happens. You're the point of light that transforms everything around you. Write in the comments, my presence is my spiritual power. Like, share, and subscribe to continue receiving content that keeps your frequency high.